We are here in the clubhouse. Hello, clubhouse. How are you? Thanks for being here. I appreciate there's a big football match on at the moment, so you're very welcome. A few friends of the pod here in the audience, I hope, as well.
A lot of friends of the pod.
All friends of the pod. Nathan Murphy, hello to you.
How are you?
The great miracle of today is we're here on day 2 and not sunburnt.
I thought we got a nice little roasting this morning when we played a little bit of good golf ourselves, Joe, it has to be said, down in Northwest Golf Club. It's rare. We better mention it. We better give ourselves some credit.
We played some terrible golf,
well,
but that's beside the point.
In comparison to our guests,
yes.
There's no doubt about that.
So you're all very welcome. Thanks so much for coming. I trust you're all enjoying the tournament. The weather has just been beyond all expectations. This is not what we're used to at Irish Opens. I appreciate shorts and suntan lotion and all that. So I want you to welcome, we've got some special guests. Des Smith is hopefully going to join us later on. But fresh off the course, we have the world number 60. 2 wins on tour in his brief time on tour already. From South Africa, Dylan Frittelli's here, everyone. Give him a warm welcome. Here you go. There's a nice, warm Irish welcome for you, Dylan. How you doing?
Yeah, it's super warm on the golf course and pretty toasty in here too.
You're just off the course. How did you get on?
I played all right today. Shot 2 over, but struggled through the back 9. Managed to get it done, but safely through to the weekend and hoping for more birdies in the next 2 rounds. Okay,
well, it's great that you're here. We're going to talk to you about the course. Nathan, you should update people both here and at home where we are from the tournament point of view.
Yeah, so the lead has got to 8 under par today. Ryan Fox maintaining his lead from the first round. He had a 3 under par round today, joined on 8 under par by the Frenchman Mathieu Pavon, and they are shot clear of the field. From an Irish point of view, Shane Lowry and Simon Thornton going to lead the challenge into the weekend. They're both on 2 under par. Probably the biggest cheer of the day was for Shane Lowry's birdie on 18 at around about lunchtime. Rory McIlroy, a bogey finish, 1 over for the round, 1 under par for the tournament. Gray McDowell's into the weekend on level par, so too Rory McGee. Paul Dunn will scrape in as well. At the moment, it's Ty 65 go through to the weekend. He's on 1 over par. Unfortunately, Padraig Harrington, who was the big hope from yesterday, remember, started with that round of 68, 4 under par, just 1 shot off the lead. He had a round of 78 today, including a double bogey on 18. He 3-putted 18, and it looks as though he's going to miss the cut by a single shot. So a pretty disastrous round for Padraig Harrington as he finished up on 2 over par. And having started the week so brilliantly, it looks as though, unfortunately, he's not going to be around for the weekend.
Yeah, it's a big pity. We are joined by another Irishman we're all looking out for across the course. We're going to get him up on stage. Will you give him a warm welcome? They say he basically runs Donegal in his spare time. It's Paul McGinley, everyone.
Thank you. I just got your text.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Much appreciated. I know you're a very busy man, so we do appreciate you being here. How did you go today then? How did you find it?
Joe, sad story, I'm afraid. Missed the cut, shot 3 over total, 74 today. Played well actually the 2 days. A lot of birdies, 8 birdies, but too many mistakes. Dropped 11 shots. 8 of them were with the driver. That's the big key around here. You've got to be playing from the fairway. And if it was not in the fairway bunker when I missed the fairway, I seemed to be in places I couldn't get out on the green. And that was a disappointment because I played well enough to certainly make the cut.
Yeah, I mean, if you're making birdies, you're kind of on the right track. Yeah.
I know, it's really disappointing, I must say, particularly here in Donegal. The weather's so good, the golf course so fabulous.
The weather's like this all the time.
All the time. Anytime you want to come up, Joe, guarantee it. Yeah, it's great. I'm so happy for Donegal. You know, it's a county that doesn't get a lot of the plaudits for how pretty it is and how fantastic it is as a county, and the people as well. And the spotlight is shining on them this week, and they're taking advantage of it. It's great to see.
Been watching in Sky Sports, and they're just blown away. And the aerial shots are so fantastic.
Amazing,
yeah, they really are beautiful. Yeah. Dylan, what have you made of it? And no pressure to say it's amazing.
No, it's wonderful. Honestly, I played on Tuesday in my practice round. I just felt myself looking around at the horizon, just taking it all in. I actually went for a surf that afternoon as well, and sitting in the water on my board, just checking out the coastline and checking out the waves and that little island out to sea there. It's stunning.
A surfer and a golfer. Okay.
Yeah. No, I just caught a few waves. Rafa Cabrera-Bello and George Coetzee came out there, and we caught a few little 2-3 footers. Didn't get too serious, thankfully.
Okay. Paul, do you surf?
No. I struggle to walk, never mind surf.
Is that a nice little club you have that meet up anywhere? You're on a seaside resort?
Yeah, Rafa's like the resident surf caddy on tour, so we just basically defer to him, and where there's a good spot. My hometown in Austin, Texas, we had a man-made wave there, so for the match play, Rafa organised and one of his managers organised to go on this man-made wave. So we were always looking for cool little breaks, and that aerial coverage we get this week on Sky Sports is pretty good. So I'm trying to scope out a few spots on the beach there that look good.
We're obviously on a bit of a link swing at the moment with the Irish and the Scottish next week heading into the Open Championship. How different is this course to anything you've faced over the last 6 months or so?
I haven't played much links golf in general, so I really enjoy coming in, seeing something that's a true links golf course. Obviously, we've got Carnoustie coming up in 2 weeks, and any bit of practice we can get hitting low tee shots, hitting 2 irons, bumping runs around the green, it's only going to help. So didn't play much during my amateur days, but slowly learning how to play this type of golf.
And is your usual ball flight up in the air and let it come down soft kind of thing?
Yeah, typically up in the air. So I've really had to adjust a few tee shots around here to keep it down. And although the wind hasn't really been up so far this week, but
yeah. And so I mean, I know you got to shoot off and you're being pulled in different directions. So it's great that you're here, world number 60. You burst on the scene in a big way in everybody's kind of consciousness in 2017 when you won twice in effectively your rookie season on the European Tour. You would have been the Rookie of the Year, but for pesky John Rahm. So you must be feeling pretty comfortable out here now and starting to really enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I did my time on the Challenge Tour. I played with a few Irish guys out there, Gavin Moynihan, Rory McGee, and a few of the youngsters. So I'm glad to have finally made it through into the top tier of golf now, playing in major championships, playing World Golf Champs events, and basically just trying to compare myself to the best in the game. If I can jump in that top 50 again and hopefully stay there for the next 10, 15 years, I'm pretty sure I'll look back on a successful career.
You're 60th in the world at the moment then. Is that a really good motivational tool, the top 50? Because it's the time of year where you get into all the big events if you're in the world's top 50. For a weekend like this where you're going to start, 7 shots back, that, all right, maybe it's not just about winning the tournament. There's a lot of really important world ranking points that can have a knock-on effect for 3 months, 6 months, a year down the line.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I'm already in the British Open and the PGA, but Akron, Ohio World Golf Champs events coming up, and I basically have to get in there before the end of the British Open. And looking forward to next year. You want to try and play away into the top 50 by the end of the year. Last year I played 8 weeks, the last 9 tournament weeks of the year to try and get in the Masters. I ended the year 52nd, I think, trying to get in that top 50. So hopefully this year I can get in that top 50 and maybe take the last 3 weeks off.
Guess, well, it's something you could both weigh in on. I mean, we kind of forget you guys are human out there when you're out there playing. So when you're playing your first majors, are you a little bit nervous? Do you get starstruck? Are you looking around and going, oh my God, there's Tiger, the same way everyone is a little bit?
To some degree, yes. I mean, I've just played all 4 majors now. The Masters was my 4th major of all of them, and US Open, sorry, that was the previous one. But yeah, I'm still coming to terms with everything in those big spotlights. I'm comfortable in the European Tour. I mean, I've seen all the guys here. It's good to catch up with them. But when I get to the States and you're standing on the first tier at Augusta National and you look around, it really is something. I mean, I've played in all parts of the globe, but you stand in a moment like that and look, and Tiger Woods is standing next to you on the driving range. I mean, it's pretty awe-inspiring at times.
Yeah. Did you get nervy, starstruck initially, or were you okay?
It was more to do with the venues. I got more starstruck about them than the players.
Because you're a bit of a golf historian, you'd know about these courses and be into them.
Know a lot about it, and like you, growing up watching Augusta, and so excited for April to come around and Augusta's on, and then you're finally there. Remember, JP was caddying for me, JP Fitzgerald, and we got to Augusta. Both of us were beside ourselves with excitement, and we did what most people do. We didn't even go to the range. I registered. When in Augusta, you register, and the defending champ is always number 1. So then it starts 2, and whoever comes in first is number 2. So I always look to see when I'm looking on TV at Augusta, if you look to see which caddy has got bib number 2, he's the first guy to register. It's normally a rookie, and I was the rookie that year, and I was number 2, and me and Jay, the minute we registered, straight on it. No, we weren't playing the front nine, we wanted to play the back nine, so we got onto the 10th tee, and we were the only first guys there, we couldn't wait to get on and see it, and we remember getting to the 12th, so we play 10, we play 11, the par 3, 12, and we stand on it, and the pin is front left, and it's like, I could nearly throw it on the green, it's so short. And I said, JP, this was the year they made all the changes with the tees. I said, JP, this is not the back tee. There's no way it can't be. So JP was walking behind the stands looking for this tee box to see if they'd moved the tee from previous years. Of course, it was only a wedge that day, but of course then they come on Thursday, the wind's blowing and pins back right. It's a whole different story. But yeah, excitement of the venues is what got me.
That hole will never need to be changed, I don't think.
No.
It's as scary as ever, isn't it?
Yeah.
How highly do you rate Ballyliffin, by the way? Because I spoke to someone who was delighted, a local. I was like, delighted with how it's all going, but is heartbroken that his hidden gem is not so hidden anymore. Did you always know this place was of this standard and ready to go?
To be quite honest, no. I have to say that. It's probably 10 years since I've played here. And I didn't know enough about golf course architecture then to give it the value it deserved. And I didn't know enough about golf, to be honest, to give it the value it deserved. Now I feel with so much under my belt in the last 10 years coming back, I see it in different eyes.
Well, hang on. That doesn't make sense to me. What have you learned in the last 10 years?
Golf course architecture more than anything. And, I'll give you a little example.
Yeah.
I went on a boys' trip last year. First time ever I went on a boys' trip. We went to Pebble Beach, Spike, Cyprus. I've played Cypress Point.
Everybody in the room hates you right now.
Yeah. Okay. But I've played maybe 7 or 8 AT&Ts there, and I used to always play on a Tuesday morning with an Irish amateur. We used to go on a ritual of always playing on a Tuesday morning Cypress Point. I always thought it's great, it's fabulous, it's wonderful. I went back on the boys' trip, and because I wasn't competing, I wasn't worrying about my ball flight, I wasn't worrying about my swing, I wasn't worrying about my putting, getting ready to play the AT&T. I was there on the boys' trip, we were relaxed around a few drinks. I saw it in completely different eyes. I saw a completely different Cypress Point. I was blown away with the architecture, I was blown away the ambience, the feel, the heart and soul of the place. And that's what I'm kind of alluding to there.
That's interesting. Do you feel like you're taking it in, Dylan, or is it all yardage books and sweat?
Well, that's what I was referencing on the Tuesday round I played. I just found myself looking at not so much the golf hole in front of me, just the surrounds, looking at the hill, looking at the sheep in the pastures there, looking out to sea. And I mean, I had to kind of focus. I was playing a match against Julian Surrey for a bit of money, but no, it was just beautiful. I actually won some bit of money, but we won't go there. Julian's beating me right now. So.
Are you the Phil Mickelson of the European Tour?
Yeah, we play big money. €5 skins is what we play, so it's big time. But no, it was just stunning to see a piece of land like this. I woke up one morning up on the hill at Ballyliffin Lodge, and I looked down, and I was just like, oh gosh. Got in at midnight, so I couldn't see anything, and woke up the next morning, and just this amazing vista in front of us. But yeah, just very thankful to be out here. And I mean, we see wonderful places all around the globe, but this is definitely something special.
Okay.
There's a lot of big tournaments, obviously, this time of the year. You've got a lot of options of where you go. What goes into your thinking? Like, how much did you know about Ballyliffin before you came? How much did you know about the links? How much was that in your thinking as to why you wanted to come here?
Actually, I was a geography major in college, and kind of sheepish to say it, but I didn't know the west of Ireland actually extended this far north. I just thought, Northern Ireland is in the north, and Ireland is on the west and the south, and cool. Yeah. But no, I did a bit of research before I came here, and I thought, wow, they've got some Irish land way up there. So that was a cool little geographic feature that I learned, and little did I know there's this wonderful golf course sitting up here too.
You're flirting with politics now.
Geographic politics, if you will.
What's the hardest thing about that course out there? I guess question for both of you. I know Paul referenced the tee shots. What for you do you find the hardest thing?
Yeah, it's the tee shots,
right.
But to delve deeper into that, it's the mental aspect. I found it today. Yesterday I was 5 under through 17 holes, and I doubled the 9th hole, and all of a sudden I'm back at 3 under, and today I got a bit of a slow start, and then found myself 2 over, 3 over through the back 9, and all of a sudden those tee shots, different frame. You're looking at it. You're not looking at the fairway, you're looking at the rough, you're looking at the bunkers, you focus on all the bad stuff. So if you can somehow take those tee shots and just focus in on the fairway, I mean, it sounds cliched, but it's the mental aspect of trying to hit that fairway.
There's such a brilliant heritage, and I know you got to go now, so we will let you go in the next minute or two, of South African golf, obviously. So, player everyone talks about, and there's Els and all these guys. Do you encounter them growing up? I know Els is an academy. Did you come through that way, or did you interact with these guys? Because the Irish guys seem to help each other along. I'm wondering if the South African culture is the same.
I wouldn't say it's as prevalent as it is with the Irish guys and some of the European nations. It's tough for the South Africans because most guys move to the States. Charles, Louis, Retief, a lot of those guys spend their time there. I didn't really come into touch with them through the amateur game, but now that I've turned pro, I do see them a lot more, and Ernie's been pretty good with me. He's helped me out a bit and given me some advice, and Gary's always there. If you wind him up a little bit, he'll speak for an hour. But no, it's great to have that culture, and that's really the thing that inspired me to play golf. I was a multi-sport athlete growing up, played soccer, cricket, tennis,
right.
And field hockey was probably my best sport, but it just gave me that realization, hang on, if I can be the best junior in South Africa and then I can go to the States and be one of the best amateur college golfers over there, and I see what Ernie and Retief and all these guys have won majors, hang on, if I'm the best in South Africa, I could probably do it as a pro too. So it's just a cool realization that you have growing up. When you tick all those boxes, you figure, hey, maybe I have what it takes to win.
You often see one countryman wins a major and then his mates go, well, if that chump's winning one, then I can beat him. Have you ever been in Ernie's jet?
No, sadly not. I've seen it from the terminal, but I've never been inside it.
That seems to be a fun ride if you can catch that one. Have you?
Yeah, a few times.
Here we go.
Let's not talk anymore about that.
Well, Ernie Els did an
it's a liquid. It's a liquid jet.
I've heard sometimes the alcohol runs out before the jet fuel runs out, and they have to make a landing in random spots.
Well, he did a recent interview, a big hour-long interview with a podcast, the No Lane Up podcast, and he said that the word on tour is that the jet runs on Heineken, not fuel.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's, no lies there, Joe. Can I ask a question to Dylan?
No, let's talk about Ernie Els' jet. Yeah, no, please.
You went to college in America. Where'd you go to college?
The University of Texas.
And who else was at their college there?
So Jordan Spieth was a
That's exactly
freshman
my question. So tell us about Jordan.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Tell us about Jordan at college.
Basically, the synopsis was he came in as a freshman, highly talented recruit, heard all about him. I actually played the Spirit International tournament in Houston with the top amateurs in the world, the top 10 or 20 teams from the World Amateur qualify for it, and we shared a bunk bed together, and a few other teams, or Andrea Pavan, a bunch of other highly talented internationals were there, and I just had a sense, hang on, there's something good about this guy. Managed to convince him to come to Texas, and that freshman year we ended up winning the national championship, and I mean, it's probably the second line in my bio on everybody's European Tour, PGA Tour's teammate of Jordan Spieth, but it's something that I look back on, and it was a pleasure to play with him. He's a good kid.
Did you know straight away what was special about him in college? Did he have something extra mentally, or was it physically, or what did you see?
I would say it's on the mental side. He has a burning desire to win. I've told this story many times before, but we had a nice ping pong table in our locker room, and I would play 3-4 sets. I would beat him, and he wouldn't leave the table. He would just say, hang on, stay here. I said, I've got to go and practice, dude. I've got to work on my chipping. Like, I can't stay all day. No, I've got to beat you. And only once he beat me on that ping pong table would he let me go. So that burning desire is really what gets him going. I don't really have that. So I did learn a little bit from him in that regard. Hang on, maybe you need to have some desire, Dylan, and try and get everything done. But yeah, I mean, he's also meticulous. He ticks all the boxes. He takes care of everything. He did enjoy college life as anyone would, but as soon as he moved on from that, I saw a change in his mindset, and it was all about winning. And I mean, to predict he would win a major championship a year or two into his pro career, never thought that. And now he's multiple champion, looking at winning the Grand Slam.
Was there any particular secret to his putting?
I don't know. Just the weird thing was his putting got better the more that there was pressure. As soon as he had to make something to extend the match, or he had to make it to get into a playoff, you know it's going in, and that's something that very few players have. I mean, I've delved with that and often finished second, third, fourth because of those few little key moments, and he seems to relish those moments and more often than not pull through.
Okay. Listen, it's been a real pleasure having you in. It's fantastic. Great to have you on Irish radio. You were probably your first time on Irish radio, I dare say.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure if the guys see you out there tomorrow, they'll give you a wave. So a round of applause and best of luck over the weekend. Dylan Frittelli, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Hey, hope you enjoyed that latest offering from Off the Ball. If you want to subscribe, and you should, check out just up here. All our latest stuff is just down here. Generally, knock yourself out.